Hi there. Good morning and welcome to Center of Being TV. My name is Shira Coleman, affectionately known to myself as Mama Sha, and I am the owner and operator of Center of Being. So why don't we dive right into it? Go ahead on and make sure that you press like. Please subscribe. But more importantly, join me as we begin the journey to the center of your being. I do that because I'm at a space now of just beginning to coordinate and make my own YouTube videos. I have not yet advanced to the space of having the editorial knowledge or technology, but I'll soon be there. Today, what I wanted to do was introduce you to the concept of the Center of Being Bodywork and Wellness Dojo, and introduce myself as the Chief Executive Officer, owner, operator, and all that connected to Center of Being. This is certainly a labor of love, and very much like my children, something that I have held within the spaces of myself as I have matured, as I have grown, healed, taught, and become the woman that I am very happy to be in partnership with today. That's right, I said it. The woman that I am in partnership with today is at a space of being able to deliver to you this dojo, this concept, and this journey of wellness, these techniques around how we stabilize, how we move through transition, and how we maintain a manifest mindset. So let's dive right in. Center of Being Bodywork and Wellness Dojo LLC is a comprehensive wellness organization. We offer consulting services as well as corporate wellness programs and services, self-empowerment coaching for individuals, and therapeutic bodywork and signature lifestyle products. Again, we are a comprehensive wellness entity. This entity is dedicated to improving the quality of life of our clients and the community by providing services, programs, and products that assist individuals and organizations as they pursue the journey to center their beings and gain optimum wellness. The vision of our company is we seek to transform the landscape of human engagement. We seek to transform this landscape by helping our clients to reconnect to their center of being. By building an awareness of sacred space, we hope to expand access to wellness tools and techniques that help individuals to do just a few things. So let me be clear. The first that we are seeking to do is to help our clients and customers to align their lifestyle practice with their goals for abundance, stability, harmony, and wellness. Center of Being seeks to deconstruct outdated social constructs that undermine productivity or promote self-sabotaging behavior. Center of Being seeks to build skills that help improve the function and the flow of the lives of our clients and customers, whether it be in their personal lives or in their business practices. Center of Being seeks to focus on the state of the well-being of our clients and customers, and we seek to address potential threats to holistic wellness. At Center of Being, we believe in challenging each other to push past comfort zones in pursuit of a lifestyle or a business concept that reflects a commitment to live with passion and purpose. We teach our clients the art of how to create a sacred space so that they can act with mindfulness, whether they be at home, in a shared workspace, and or in the larger community. The motto of Center of Being is vitality begins here, right here. So I wanted to just kind of share with you some of the history of Center of Being and how this organization came into being. Again, I've shared that my name is Shira Coleman. I am originally from California. I was born in New York, raised in California, and formally educated in the South. I attended Fisk University, though I did not graduate. I moved mid-college career, post the start of my family, to Atlanta, Georgia, per the request of my parent at the time. During these transitional phases of life, as I stated, I did not graduate from college. I chose to pursue a career and a family, and that was one of the major transitions that turned the course of my life, truly. I was originally attending Fisk University with the hopes of eventually attending Meharry Medical College. My hope was to become a pediatric neurosurgeon. In the middle of my college career, experienced some challenges, trauma, and deficit situations that changed the course of my relationship with higher education, and even the potential of my own self. And so, mid-career, I experienced a violation of my person, and the healing caused me to go in, right? And so I began to tap into that core space of myself for healing. That situation remedied and resolved itself. Took some years. It wasn't immediate, but there was resolve. And so then I began to believe that what I wanted to do was to live in the world and to be a woman pursuing her passions, pursuing her purposefulness, and pursuing my divine pathway. I was ready to manifest. And so I entered into the arena of direct service with a organization known as the YWCA of Greater Nashville, where I was a direct service provider in a program supporting young women. During that time, I met and fell in love with and started my family with my then partner. We did not make it. It didn't last. Before my eldest child was 1 year old, my partner and I had separated, and I had to begin the next life transition, which was navigating and negotiating life as a single mother, something that I had not planned on doing and did not anticipate was going to be a part of my journey. In fact, I very much wanted to be married, very much wanted to be in partnership, very much wanted to be a wife and a mother, and to move forward with that social standing. That would not be my experience. And so again, I had to reset. I had to dive into that center place and discover a space and a place of healing and wellness for those dreams deferred. After becoming a single mother, I left Nashville, journeyed to Atlanta, Georgia, where I began to work with duality in a various number of industries that were somewhat related. I worked in retail banking when I first moved to Atlanta, but my passion was always for community and the service of women and children. So I found myself back in the employ of a nonprofit organization, and I spent about 20 years of my adult career working on and off in nonprofit America, particularly working around issues of empowerment for women, in the area of labor, in the area of transitional support and services, and in the arena of advocacy. And so, and the reason why I thought for a moment about how to phase that is because so much of my career has been manifested, created by me. The pathway was one that was chosen to be unique, and chosen by me to be a mechanism for me to live with passion and purpose. So there were not always distinct job descriptions. Oftentimes I could show up and create the job title through my presence, through my capacity, through my passion, and through my focus, and my alignment with my mission-driven values. The fact that I knew in my heart that I was put on this planet to serve, and to serve with specificity women and children. And so, as I stated, my career, I found myself often in the nonprofit arena, providing direct services to women and children. Those services were largely directed around issues of labor, issues of access, issues of equal pay, issues of protected leave for working parents, of which I was one. And so that was a bulk of my career, was in the community organizing and in the advocacy for women in particular, and working families that were considered to be on the lower economic strata, and were in need of support and comprehensive wraparound services. And the service that I felt was most needed was empowerment, that there be empowerment coaching, that there be leadership development, that there would be offers to the table around inclusiveness and around politics, which is the negotiation of power. And oftentimes people of color, women of color, and brown women who are single mothers are not always invited to that stakeholder table to have a dialogue about the exchange of power and leverage. And so I dedicated about, like I said, 20 years of my life to supporting women and children, designing what I believe was a pathway around access, around education, and around empowerment. So that was the beginning of my career. And as I stated, I worked in that career for about 20 years. And during that time, I was blessed to have not just one, but two beautiful children. My children do have different fathers. They are a decade apart. And so my experience as a mother with my children was as different as their genders, as different as the 2 decades in which I gave birth to and maturated those pregnancies. I was in my early 20s with the first birth and in my early 30s with the second birth, and I can definitely say I was a different person to each child within each pregnancy and within the dynamics of each experience. Again, had to come into that center space to really pull that big universe that I had created for myself into a place where I could hold it, I could be sustained within it, sustain my children, and we could move forward to thrive and produce. And so, again, spent this time really focused for the first several years of my life around the service of others. And I'm going to say honestly, I lost myself during that time. I did. What did I do in terms of, or what do I mean in terms of losing myself? I lost the sense of self-love, self-care, self-protection. I had spread myself extremely thin, feeling like I had an obligation, because what I felt were many blessings, to be responsible and accountable in my community to those that I considered to be less fortunate than myself. I can say now at this time that that was an entitled space to live in, and one that I would not recognize as entitled until much later in my life. And so the years go by, and during that time I experienced various trials, tribulations, opportunities for growth, advancement, taps on the ass, punches to the gut, knockouts to the whole of my person. There were many great ups and a significant number of devastating lows, which included challenges to my personal health. The health and wellness of my children had come under threat and fire. It was a hard life. It was a hard life picked with all the intention for greatness, all the intention to be a viable contribution to my community. And what ended up happening was I wore myself out. And so this video again is about how Center of Being came to be, but more importantly, just some information for you about who I am, what my story is, and how it is that I came to the space of feeling the passion and purpose in this mission called Center of Being, where again, vitality begins here. And that is a testimony that I will share with you. At any point in my life where revitalization was a requirement, I learned very early I could not seek outside of myself. I had to be unafraid and absolutely willing to look within. I had to look within for the root of failure. I had to look within to discover the power of potential. I had to look within to regulate the capsizing of my capacity, because I used to self-destruct. And beyond self-destruct, I had many habits that were self-sabotaging. Had all this capacity, and not a lot of skills on how to manage that capacity in a way that was fulfilling, that in a way that was healthy, and in a way that was enriching for the personal abundance of my life. Certainly many of the activities and affiliations that I have been involved with over years have been to the benefit of many of the people who I've shared my various walks in life with. The challenge was, though, that I had to realize that I was giving everything away. I had to realize I wasn't getting any younger. I had to realize that I did not have a mate or a partner who was benefacting me. And so as I was working for validation and working for camaraderie and working for commiserate pay, the reality was I was spinning my wheels in several directions, and none of those directions ended up being anything that felt satisfying, that felt realistic and sustainable. In fact, I've entered many periods of my life where I felt deep depression and extreme loss, extreme sadness, extreme confusion. And so those moments for me where I thought I was doing everything right, I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was doing what God or the goddess, my highest self, had called me to do. It was after much self-inflicted abuse that I realized the highest self has not called me here to be a doormat, to be a punching bag, to be a scapegoat, to be a modern day slave. That is not the mission and the goal of my highest self. And so I have to really get real with myself. And in the space of getting real with myself, center of being emerged. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Coming back, like that's like a break. Okay. I'm trying to, do my things. But anyway, continuing with the story. So, I always knew that I wanted to be engaged in health and wellness as a profession. Like I said, originally I attended Fisk University with the intention to move forward into Meharry Medical or some other medical college, place of study, and pursue what I thought was going to be a career as an MD. While at Fisk, and I'll make another video about that, I really was turned off from traditional medicine. Let's just say it like that. Western traditional medicine showed its ugly ass to me. I'll just say in a nutshell what I saw about traditional medicine in the early 2000s and in the late 1990s was that black and brown people were not a priority of the Western traditional medical complex, and I did not want to give myself over in agency to an institution that did not value me at my base. So when I saw the way that young black doctors were speaking of the socially poor, impoverished, and needy, however, being in the field of medicine and feeling like certain communities were unworthy of their care, traditional medicine became a turnoff for me. And like I said, I'll leave it at that. We'll have another story. But like I said, I went into direct service because, once again, my mind was focused around the fact that I wanted to serve women and children. I thought I was going to serve them in a medical capacity. I learned by accident, by working a part-time summer gig as a project assistant, that direct service could potentially provide me with that outlet. So I've shared with you, I moved through direct service in the arena of advocacy, in the arena of electoral organizing, community organizing, etc. But I never let go of that passion for wellness. And so one of the things that I used to do on the side to stay connected to mind, body, and soul was I provided massage therapy services. I always felt connected to the body, right? I had a grandmother who suffered from hypertension, from diabetes, she had multiple heart attacks and eventually strokes. And I could always, in my opinion, feel her when she was in those spaces of need. So when I was in her physical company, I just would want to comfort my grandmother with touch and rub, as she had done me many years in my childhood. I was sick as a child. I was a severe asthmatic. I had severe allergies. I don't remember a birthday, a Halloween, a Christmas, an Easter. I don't remember any large celebration or gathering where I wasn't sick, and that sickness was triggered by anxiety and or environmental factors. People, family members could come and visit, and their perfume could set my lungs off, and I would be sick. I spent several years of my early life in and out of Children's Hospital. Okay, so I always wanted to do something connected to wellness. When I moved out of the phase of thinking that connection was going to be in medicine directly, I began to on my own study alternative medicine. At one point, I even wanted to go to Bastyr. That never happened though. But anyway, so I began to study alternative medicine, and really took a full directed course towards the mind, body, soul connection and Eastern traditional medicine, right? This Ayurvedic philosophy that said that the root of disease, the root of all dis-ease, is rooted in the person, rooted in the diet, rooted in the consumption and the intake, whether that's environmental, diet related, environmental as it relates to who we socialize with, environmental as it relates to where we live, whether that's in our home specifically or within our community. But the root of all disease is in our consumption, in what it is that we bring into our body, because we come to this space in terms of life and humanity as a perfectly functioning human being, able to, with the assistance of our parents in our early and primary years, we come prepared to mature into adulthood. And when we experience challenges, particularly in our health, we can typically connect them back to what we have consumed, what we have put within ourselves. So that is the base under which I began this full-on jump into alternative medicine and this discovery of alternative healing methodologies. And so here I have this career where I'm engaged in direct service. I have this penchant and passion for purpose-filled, passion-filled living. I am a young mother, and I'm running out of fists, right? So I'm the young mother raising children. I'm this young, active professional in the direct service and labor advocacy community. I am this young entrepreneur growing. I had always wanted to own my own business or practice. That was a passion of mine, and so I had all these ideas and creativities constantly coming to my person around how could I create my own unique brand of service delivery. And so and then like I said, this enlightened desire, this spark of curiosity around alternative medicine and the potential for healing the self through the different methodologies. And so the culmination of my life experience, my passions, my early motivations and goals are how we came to the space of center of being. It has been this comprehensive journey. The organization that I have created, this DOJO, is a comprehensive entity created to speak to the comprehensive makeup, the comprehensive components the comprehensive ingredients that are the human experience. And so I wanted to take this time today to introduce myself to you, to introduce the concept of Center of Being, Bodywork and Wellness Dojo, to invite you to understand what it is that we do here by giving you a little bit of the history. And as stated before, Center of Being is a comprehensive wellness entity. We offer, give me just a moment, I gotta look on my computer. We offer a variety of lifestyle products and services. The bulk of services is really centered around vitality work, really helping the individual to unlock the spaces where they have made a deposit into the fullness of their person. And now that person is in a position, whether forced or through self-selection, to have to deal with the outcome of a deposit. Okay? And so that's what the Center of Being is about. The Center of Being is about providing self-empowerment workshops. We provide corporate wellness packages. We provide corporate leadership development, and we provide bodywork therapeutic programs and services. We do this so that people are able to, our clients and our customers are able to get to the core of the issue so that they can move forward and live the life of their dreams. The specific approach that is taken in the Center of Being is to address core challenges, issues, and stagnations within the body, within the mindfulness, within the standard operating practice and procedure of a corporate or professional entity. I want folks to realize that we all, whether we are an organization or an individual, we have a center. We have a core place that we must return to when evaluating the success of our efforts. We have a core place when we come back to as a individual, when we are attempting to see, why is it that I've gained 20 pounds? Why is it that I'm having this allergic reaction? Why is it that I keep engaging in relationships that keep having the same outcome? We have to have a conversation with self. We have to get to the core of the issue in order to move forward. One of the things that I noticed within the corporate community is, and especially in the area of COVID and now in the area of post-COVID, right? Many entities did not know how to engage in the shift that the planet was requiring, right? Many organizations and companies were stuck in outdated service models that did not allow them to survive. Honestly, did not allow them to survive a mask wearing mandate. We know that there's billions of people on the planet, and human beings are quite nasty. We are. Again, when you take responsibility and accountability for self, we spread disease. We spread disease. We don't wash our hands. You know what I'm saying? We don't cover our mouths when we cough. we have a lot of nasty habitude. And so it surprised me that so many entities were willing to close their doors forever or lose valuable revenue simply because they did not have the introspection. They did not have a space developed to have a conversation about the necessity of change. The reason why I shared my story is because I wanted people to understand that I started off wanting to be a doctor. That didn't happen. And it didn't happen because of the things I added to my life. Now, I am in the health and wellness arena, and I have renegotiated my life, but that is because I had to come back to myself, and I had to have a conversation about the necessity of change. I had to reevaluate myself. I had to reevaluate my plans. I had to reevaluate my environment. I had to reevaluate my resources, and I had to recreate plans to move forward. What I noticed observing my community in COVID is that many people do not want to renegotiate their life. They want to stay where they are at, and even if they have an outside force that is requiring the change, they are unwilling to budge. They are unwilling to grow. They are unwilling to evolve, and they are unwilling to manifest. This is when I decided, you know what? I think that there is a need for people to be guided through this conversation of change. And the conversation is not a scary one if we start with the people and the person and the thing that you know best. And that's you. That's you. In your business, what you know best is your idea. What you know best is your vision. What you know best is your mission, correct? And so if you find that your business entity is not able to stay afloat in an era post-pandemic because you are unwilling to make the changes necessary to stay afloat, to stay relevant, to stay viable, it's not that you will not get to a space where eventually you will become, but your opportunity for substantial growth, for substantial abundance, may indeed pass you by. I wanted to create a platform, a service, an organization dedicated to helping people have these difficult strategic conversations with themselves and within their corporate entities. I specifically wanted to create a space to talk to emerging and developing leaders about what it is to come to a space of business as a centered individual, to understand balance in the space of leadership, that nothing can be one-sided at all. When things become one-sided, you eventually have to deal with the fact, and you'll see that I'm here like this, but when we're dealing with things that are out of balance, eventually they have to be addressed, because the body, the mind, the soul, the human dynamic experience requires balance. Balance. That is the core of homeostasis. Balance. And so that is what Center of Being is dedicated to. If you are an individual who is seeking life coaching services and you are seeking a space of accountability and a roadmap for success, for successful self-discovery, I encourage you to please join Center of Being. Follow the channel. Look up the website, centerofbeingdojo.com. Again, that's centerofbeingdojo.com, and look at some of our products and services. If you are a leader of an organization, if you you are a supervisor, if you're a shift leader, if you are a decision maker within your company or your organization, if you are on the board of directors and you know that this is a pivotal time in your organization for you to change, it's time to pivot, right? But you are not certain that your organization or your entity has the tools and the resources to pivot, to begin to strategically plan that change in philosophy, vision, program delivery, services, etc., even your branding, please contact Center of Being. Again, Center of Being was created as an entity to help the community shift, in a nutshell. To shift in a way that reflects health and positivity. To shift in a way that reflects a manifest mindset, not a reactionary or a poverty, lack-driven mindset. And ultimately, Center of Being has been created to, as I have stated often throughout this dialogue, to help individuals live the life of their dreams with passion and purpose, to extend the abundance within their own families, within their communities, and within their workplace situations. Center of Being is excited to finally be delivering this message to you. And I say Center of Being, honestly, right now Center of Being is me. And I, Shira Coleman, am so excited to welcome you into my space. I'm so excited to share with you the various programs, services, products that we have available here at Center of Being. I am so delighted to, on this day, be presenting you with this information. One of the things that I had to decide to do was to just go for it. I have been providing services to clients for the past, specifically as it relates to organizational development consulting, for the past 10 years, specifically since the pandemic has happened. That has been the bulk of my clientele, are organizations seeking organizational development support. Prior to that, I have worked extensively with many individuals around their personal health goals. I have worked as a body care and a body work therapy specialist, as a massage therapist. I have helped many people to deal with issues of chronic pain, debilitating pain. I have worked with some clients that even had terminal illness. Some of my clients who, when I began my career as a massage therapist officially, as a state licensed therapist in 2012, I can say that some of my clients who were suffering from a variety of very serious health ailments are not here. They're not here today. And it was an honor and a blessing that they allowed me to participate with them in their health journey while they were seeking remedy and resolve from chronic pain. And so I have an extensive career committed to the service of people, committed to my concept of wellness, health and wellness. I have a dynamic personal testimony, which I will be sharing with you over the days, weeks, months, and years that we build this space together. Again, my name is Shira Coleman. Again, welcome to the Center of Being, Bodywork and Wellness Dojo. You are participating in the vehicle and the platform known as Center of Being TV here on YouTube. I encourage you to subscribe and to press like. This is the first of many dialogues that we'll be having. Some will be scripted, some will be impromptu, some will be a combination of the two. This was my sincere effort and desire to let you know that I'm out here, to let you know that I'm doing this work, and to let you know if you are looking for someone who has dedicated their life and their purpose to centering not only the being of myself, but then taking the information and the knowledge that I have acquired in this journey of health and wellness, motherhood, professional survivorship, and workplace advocacy. I am here as a resource to help you center your being, to fulfill your dreams, and to live your life with optimum wealth. Again, please join me at centerofbeingdojo.com and check out all the wonderful services and products that are available to you. I look forward to sharing more with you about Center of Being in the upcoming days, weeks, and months. And I thank you at this time and encourage you to have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, thank you. Like and subscribe.